Today, we're diving into an absolute giant in the world of business, the 17th edition of Marketing Management by the legendary Philip Kotler and his co-authors. We're going to pull some of the most powerful ideas from Chapter 6 to answer a question that can make or break any business. So, you've done it. You've poured your heart and soul into creating an amazing product or a game-changing service. The hard part's over, right? Well, not quite. Now comes the real million-dollar question. Who are you actually selling this to? And before that word even forms in your mind, let's just stop right there. The answer can never, ever be everyone. Honestly, that's probably one of the biggest and most costly mistakes any company can make. And hey, that's not just my opinion. This is a fundamental truth, right from the pages of Kotler. He makes it crystal clear. You simply cannot be everything to everyone. When you try, you spread your resources so thin that you end up connecting with no one. The real secret, the key to winning, is focus. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with exactly why you can't target everyone. Then we'll look at the targeting spectrum, sort out the who versus the how, figure out how to slice up that market pie, and wrap it all up with the key takeaways you need to remember. All right, section 1. The big idea here is so simple but so powerful. You see, great marketing isn't about casting the widest net possible. It's about finding the right pond and using the perfect bait. It's about focusing all your energy and resources on the people you have the best chance of making really, really happy. In this game, focus isn't just important, it's everything. To really get a handle on this, let's look at two totally different philosophies of marketing. You can think of it as the old school way versus the new, much smarter way. Okay, so on one side of the spectrum, you have mass marketing. This is the classic scattergun approach, right? You create one single offer and you blast it out to the entire market, hoping something sticks. The idea is, hey, bigger audience, lower costs. But what really happens? It's scattered, it's inefficient, and your message gets lost in the noise. But then, on the other side, you've got target marketing. This is more like a laser beam. You focus all your effort on very specific groups of people, and your goal is to satisfy them better than anyone else possibly can. The result? A way stronger connection and, you guessed it, way more effective marketing.
So how do you actually do this? Well, Kotler gives us these brilliant and powerful three-step playbook. It's known as STP. Step 1 is to segment. That just means you look at the whole market and you identify different groups of people who have different needs or wants. Step 2, you target. You look at those segments you just identified and you choose one or maybe a few that you're actually going to go after. And finally, step 3, you position. You design your product, your message, your everything to deliver the perfect benefits for that specific segment you chose.
Now, this leads us to something that is absolutely critical, and it's a place where a lot of marketers get tangled up. It's the difference between who you're going to serve, that's your strategy, and how you're going to reach them, those are your tactics. Let's start with strategic targeting. This is the big picture. This is the high-level foundational decision of who you're in business for. But here's the part that's just as important, if not more so. It's also about deciding who you will deliberately, consciously ignore. Saying no to certain customers so you can say a better yes to your chosen ones, well, that's the mark of a truly powerful strategy. Then you have tactical targeting. This is the how. Once you've made that huge strategic decision on your who, this is your action plan. It's all the nitty-gritty methods you use to actually reach those people effectively and without breaking the bank, all based on things you can actually see and measure about them. Which brings us right to the practical stuff. Think of the entire market as one giant pie. How in the world do you slice it up into pieces that actually make sense for your business? Well, that's exactly what segmentation is for. And according to Kotler, you've basically got 4 main knives to do that slicing. You can divide the market up based on geographic factors, demographic factors, psychographic factors, and behavioral factors. These are the 4 core lenses marketers use to really understand their audience. And this table just lays it out beautifully. Geographic is the easiest one, right? It's just asking, where are they? We're talking countries, cities, even specific neighborhoods. Demographic asks, who are they? This is stuff like age, gender, income, or their stage in life. Are they a college student, a new parent, a retiree? Then we get deeper with psychographic. This is the really juicy stuff. It asks, why do they buy? What's their lifestyle? What do they value? What's their personality like? And finally, you have behavioral, which looks at how do they act? Are they a first-time user? Are they super loyal to your brand? Do they use your product every single day? Each of these lenses gives you a totally different and incredibly valuable picture of your customer. All right, let's wrap this up and bring it all home. We've covered some serious ground here, but it all boils down to a few foundational ideas that, honestly, every single person in business needs to understand.
So, what do you absolutely need to remember from Kotler's framework? First and foremost, focus is power. Stop trying to please everyone. Real success comes from serving a specific group of people better than anyone else. Second, strategy always comes before tactics. Figure out who you're for before you worry about how to reach them. Third, use your tools to slice the pie. Those 4 segmentation bases are your best friends for understanding and grouping your customers. And finally, never forget that value is a two-way street. You have to create amazing value for your customer, but they also have to create value, whether that's money or something else strategic, for you. It has to work for both of you. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. We've spent all this time talking about how to find your perfect customer, but the real, tough, strategic question, the one that will truly define your business, is this: who will you choose to ignore?